Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended, the podcast. I'm Kim, along with Tyler, and it is Friday. And you know what that means, right? Damn right. Friday.
COVID hotels. COVID hotels. Oh.
No. That definitely does not sound like a party to me. Ugh. All right, guys.
Well, apparently to at least more than a quarter of Canada thinks that's a good fucking time. I mean, damn, I already fucked it up. I already swore.
I know.
Whatever.
You just can't help yourself, can you? I mean, it's a trucker thing, I think.
It's just who I be. And speaking of who I be, YouTube.
Right? What the cuss, man? They're trying to censor us and shit.
Yeah. So I guess I'll touch on some of the articles that we're going to be talking about. So a Canada Post employee was sent home for wearing an N95 mask. Don't worry, that's a gooder. How, like I stated on the outset, that over 1 in 4 Canadians support possible jail time for people that are unvaccinated. And
then there's also restricted driving people would like for the unvaccinated. Ooh.
Well, and then we have a bit of a clip from, I believe it was originally from, who was it? From the Post-Millennial? I'm seeing as early as a Post-Millennial had shared a video, but the one that we have was from Ezra Levant. So sorry, YouTube. We're just saying a bunch of names that you don't like.
Oh, I know. You know what? Okay. So to anybody who doesn't know, we just recently had 2 of our podcasts removed off of YouTube. One of them was removed due to harassment and cyberbullying, which of course YouTube never actually tells you what it is that they considered this. So horse crap. They probably just, they got that AI going and it triggered a word or something. And then it was like a boom, pull. And then we got another one pulled, our episode 69. 69. Like, how rude. Anyway, that one got pulled due to medical misinformation. So I'm just going to let you guys know, for anybody who doesn't know, anybody who listens to our podcast would know, just apparently YouTube doesn't know, we are not telling anybody any sort of medical advice whatsoever. We are just sharing our opinions and sharing with you the news that we have found. Just letting you be informed as we are. That's all. Don't take our advice. What the fuck do we know? He's a trucker. I'm a freaking pagan over here. I don't know. Atheist and a pagan. We don't fucking know shit.
Well, and so this is kind of the issue is the strikes that we ended up receiving were notices of, like I said, the outset of for medical misinformation. And so I ended up tweeting at Team YouTube saying, well, I'm citing the Toronto Sun. So if I'm giving medical misinformation, so is the Toronto Sun. And I think the only definitive statements that I have made is talk to your doctor. Like I'm arguing policy. I'm arguing that. And I'm pretty intentional with my words. I try to be, because words have meaning. And, if you're saying one thing is one thing, but it's not that thing, it's something else. Okay, well, there's a word for it. So, you use the word that you have, or at least, try to describe it as best you can if you don't know the word. But no, it was funny. The medical misinformation one got yanked and I appealed it. And I think even in the appeal, I said, I think we make it very clear, I don't think a government should be telling anyone to do anything. And it's funny that they say accepted medical experts and the WHO. Well, the WHO is saying vaccine mandates are a bad idea. They're saying the lockdowns are a bad idea.
Well, and the funny thing is we're advocates on talk to your doctor, but apparently I'm guessing that's not right. We're supposed to, be giving you reliable information and telling all you people to listen to the doctor government, because apparently they're the doctors. You don't want to actually listen to your doctor. Listen to the government because they're the doctors.
Well, and I'll, it's, well, you and me talked about this earlier because we were just kind of riffing on it. But just like financial advice, I will not, that is, you can't, you're not putting that on me. You're not. Like, I am not going to say, oh, you should go and do this. Nah, you do you. I'm not, that's not my fucking cross to bear. You're not pointing the finger at me. That is your decision.
Yeah.
I don't do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But whatever. And it was interesting because that one came back when I appealed it, it came back immediately. And I said, okay, well, if there was an issue in this episode, where was the violation? And we'll address it. We'll either pull it down and redo it. We even talked about that. Like I said, like, hey, the message is more important than the words being sent. So, I'm fine with that. But the other one for the cyberbullying and harassment.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. Is it the calling out of certain government organizations or institutions that have government influence? Is it calling out that? Is it calling out someone that said, me as a minority, my opinion doesn't matter?
I don't know.
Sure.
You know what I find really interesting though, is that, okay, when has anybody ever seen anything like this before? Like the hardcore censorship that's happening. We literally had
this is YouTube.
But still, we literally had a president who everybody was bashing and saying horrible things about him and making videos that were like pretending to rip his head off and stuff like that. Like, they were literally doing all this stuff. Those videos didn't get pulled. They weren't censoring all that shit. But you say anything about COVID, like even just talk to your doctor, and that gets censored.
Oh, that's the official narrative that YouTube allows. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'll give my opinion, and everything we talk about, like, I bring receipts. I don't make outlandish claims unless it's cradled in backed up information. So, this is why, like, of course, like, we're going to be on Rumble until, someone else ends up taking over Rumble, and then that becomes green YouTube, whatever. I'll always be on Rumble. We're on Spotify, YouTube for the time being, whatever. Like, I don't care. I think that's the main thing is I don't care. So, if we can't even have the discussion, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it was where was that yesterday that we were talking about that guy and the daughter? I don't know. All these, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I really don't give a shit about YouTube's opinion. If I was, if I cared, I'd ask for it, but I don't. So,
well, the funny thing is, I think just what I find so entertaining is the fact that they pull it and then you appeal it and you literally get a response within like minutes. We've carefully reviewed your content and we've determined that no, the appeal's been rejected. Da 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 da. You carefully reviewed an 1.5 hour long podcast in less than 5 minutes. Wow. Damn, you're good.
Oh, it was immediate. It was an immediate response. And I sent a long message back saying, in fact, we're quite big advocates of that. We're arguing policy and whatever. I don't want to make this a whole big thing. Like I said, I don't care. I really don't. But whatever. I knew this type of stuff would happen, and it's fine. Like, it's a warning. Okay, we'll get a strike, and then, we'll be part of the cool kids club. Everyone else gets a strike. So, yeah. So, in the event that happens, well, like I said, we'll always be on Rumble. So, if you're on Rumble, smash that Rumble button. We're looking at trying to find ways to actually stream on Rumble, but we have farmer internet. So, I don't know. We'll see what can happen in the future. If you're on audio, leave us a rating. I encourage everyone, please, like, share us. Like, okay, so I tried to search us, couldn't find us.
Really?
Couldn't find one episode. I typed in, "We're offended, you're offended."
Huh.
Couldn't find it.
Wow, is YouTube really punishing us that bad now?
But on DuckDuckGo, found it.
Yeah, you did. Good old DuckDuckGo.
Yeah. So yeah, like, please share it. Like, I know our Facebook group is over like 150 people now, so I don't know what's up with that. But that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
But please, I encourage you guys, like, share it. We're now on Getter. So I've been looking into Gab too. I might make a Gab account for us. But it's just, I've even looked at getting on with locals, doing something over there. I don't know. If you give $5, I don't know, maybe I'll show you my feet and you can jack off to it.
Oh,
Whatever you like.
Well, in all fairness, anybody who's listening, he does have pretty feet. He really does. For a man, he has pretty feet.
Well,
and I hate feet, so that says a lot.
All right. Okay, so before this gets into some Tarantino realms of creepiness, okay, so let's get into this first one. So this was a article from CTV News, and it is titled, "I thought it was a joke. A Canada Post employee was sent home for wearing an N95 mask instead of the company-provided cloth or disposable mask."
What? That doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah,
At my job right now, we're not allowed to wear cloth masks. We have to wear the KN95 mask.
Yeah, or you have to double mask because that is whatever. It's it's ridiculous. Okay, but so a Winnipeg man who works for Canada Post, and this is in Manitoba, works for Canada Post as a mail carrier, said he was sent home for the type of mask he was wearing, despite it being better than the company's mask. When he showed up at work, he was wearing an N95 mask. And so Gallagher has said, right away, a supervisor came up to me and told me I can't wear that mask. And so he also said, I still didn't change my mask. So he went about his day, just kind of ignored it, went out, delivered my mail, came back, and then it was the same thing. Only this time it was the head superintendent saying, I can't. The following day, Gallagher said he showed up wearing the same mask and was eventually told to leave after refusing to wear a company-provided mask. And this was a statement from Canada Post spokesman, fucking idiot. So the company fully supports these guidelines, okay, but they're not law, and therefore require all employees to wear a Canada Post supplied face covering, which is either a reusable cloth face covering or a disposable medical mask, which is what he was wearing. An N95, which is a disposable mask. Or am I wrong?
No, they are disposable. You want to hear something messed up? Okay. So, sorry, just to jump in here about these masks. So, the KN95 masks that we're supposed to wear at work, they're supposed to last a day. One, like, you can wear it for an entire day. But then they had these other masks that they gave us, and apparently you can use them for 2 days. I was like, ew. When I wear my cloth masks, I did not wear them for 2 days straight. Like, that's just wrong. That's gross. Like, throw that shit out or wash
8 hours. 8 hours. Like, this is the kind of the issue. It's the policy. It's the, you're seeing in the UK. Well, they're doing away with everything. They're totally backtracking. COVID passports gone. Forced vaccination gone. Everything's gone. Yeah. Yeah, and Canada's going, no, full compliance at any cost necessary, even to the point of starvation, even to destroy our own economy for full compliance. So, whatever.
I'm really surprised.
If an employee doesn't have a mask that Canada Post provides, so they added if an employee doesn't have a mask that Canada Post provides, so it has to come from Canada Post for some reason, there are additional masks on hand, and if the employee still doesn't wear the company provided mask, they are told to leave. Gallagher, who said he was suspended without pay for the day he was sent home, said there are reasons why he wears an N95 mask compared to a cloth mask. He said his wife is immunocompromised and he has a child who is not old enough to be vaccinated. Makes fucking sense.
I think so.
Yeah, this is literally when I think I ended up posting on Twitter that there were parents were saying that the masks that were supplied to the schools don't fit all kids' faces. Yeah, like that is this and that are the embodiment of a one-size-fits-all solution does not work.
No, not at all.
So he says this is personal. I'd like to keep my family safe if I can. I totally agree. Gallagher has been told he can wear his mask outside of the Canada Post facility, but he must wear the supplied mask in the facility. So, in a place where he is isolated. So when he's doing his mail runs, typically he's alone, outside. He can wear a more protective mask, but when he's in an enclosed space around other people, he needs to wear the less effective mask.
That makes total sense.
Most transmission has happened inside building.
Yep.
This is why, like, the policies don't line up with the science. Or I shouldn't even say policies. These decrees don't line up. I don't know. And you know what? YouTube, if you want to censor this, fuck you. So, Canadian Union of Postal Workers said in a statement, the union is aware and concerned about the Crown Corporation not allowing some workers to wear N95 masks. She said N95s offer more protection for workers, especially as the Omnicorp variant spreads. I don't see the issue here. Like, I see the issue of Canada Post being stupid. This is just the proof of like another government bureaucracy just following orders.
This isn't even, I don't even think that this is following orders, because if it's following orders, you think that the orders would be then to wear the most protective mask essentially that you can, which would be the N95s or the KN95s, whatever. But they're promoting and telling people that no, you can't wear something that's going to protect you. We want you to wear a cloth mask. What? Like, how does that even make any sense?
Like, how? This is that, and this is the total thing. The policies don't line up. They don't make sense. It's just, let's see how far we can fuck with these people until they just say, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. You know, like you're seeing, like, okay, so I'll finish this off. And so the union has asked Canada Post to provide N95 masks or suitable alternatives for all postal workers. And at the very least, allow those who've purchased their own N95 or KN95 masks to wear them. Simpson said, as COVID-19 continues to spread rapidly, Canada Post Corporation should be doing everything in its power to protect postal workers who continue to help people stay home and stay safe. I agree with that.
Yep.
Like, consistency. If it doesn't make sense. Because this doesn't make sense. You have to wear a less effective when you're in an enclosed space with other people. You are literally being forced to wear a less protective piece of equipment. That would be like, I don't even know if I can make the analogy I want to make. Fuck it, I'm going to make the analogy I want to make. That would be like using a condom that you know works. In fact, it's shown, like, it's been a condom condom and even like an additional contraceptive. What the hell's the thing for the chick? I don't know, just a female condom. And then someone says, no, you have to use this one. It's like, but you poked holes in it. There's holes in that thing. Yeah, but that's what the company provides. You have to use it. No, this offers better. No, you shut up. You take my fucking poked out condom.
You get over there and you get that girl pregnant.
Yeah, no, you're not going to get her. Oh, no. No, we're offering. You have to use the company-funded condoms, but those are reused.
Ew.
Wait, what? I'm not using the reused. Come on, you guys you're just using the cheap stuff. Yeah. Come on, let me use the magnums or whatever. I don't.
Heavy duty ones,
raw dog it. Yeah, give me some hefty garbage bag condom. No, but this is just so crazy to see. So someone trying to take the personal responsibility of protecting them and their family, and the government stepping in and saying no.
Well, in this point, it's not really the government. It's his work.
Canada Post is a government.
Yeah, I know.
Canada Post is a government corporation.
Yeah, I'm kind of tripping on my own words here. Like, to me, this feels like, I don't know. I think that first line in the article, I thought this was a joke, 100%. Because I feel like we should have been reading an article that was about somebody who was protesting wanted to wear a cloth one, and Canada Post is saying, nay, you need to wear these ones. But no, it's the opposite way around. How does that make any sense whatsoever? Like, something more protective that the guy is trying to protect himself and his family, and he literally gets leave without pay, suspended for the day.
Yeah, he gets reprimanded for taking, his personal precautions, which I think someone should do. You should do things to protect yourself. Like, yeah, it's so crazy, so unbelievable. Like, and this is why, like, I think it's government just pushing, seeing how far. So there's for anyone, like, if like, I haven't, unfortunately, I would love to play, a lot of modern games. I can't, though. And the reason I can't is because it's not even microtransactions. It's macro transactions. Like $10 to buy something, $20 to buy cosmetics, which were free in games back when I was a kid, up to 10, maybe 15 years ago. That was a normal thing. Was, hey, if you beat, I don't know, you beat Goro, you unlocked something fucking cool for Scorpion.
Yeah. Well, yeah, even in Mortal Kombat, you had all the characters. Now in Mortal Kombat, like in Mortal Kombat 3, when I had it, you had all the characters, all the players. Now in Mortal Kombat 11, you have a certain amount, but then you have to buy other ones or unlock them.
Yeah. Which unlocking is fine. Like Tekken, I was really good at, like, Tekken. I'll fuck you up with Yoshimitsu. Yeah, anyone that plays Tekken, you know what I'm on about. That dude, well, I will fuck you. But yeah, like, you unlocked characters. You would unlock, like, hidden characters. Like, I think there was that a panda? I don't know. It's been so long since I played Tekken, but you would unlock, like, hidden characters, and it was like, oh, cool, look, like, you wanted to complete the entire game.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it's just like, I think the best argument, like, okay, so whatever. You understand the point that I'm making. But so they end up carving more and more and more out of the game, and they charge more and more for it. Because they say, well, is this a $60 game? Well, no. Now there's games that are half-baked, unfinished, and game modes that were part of the game are carved out and then put back in as a charge.
Yeah. Well, even like when I play, and back to Mortal Kombat, they don't even have Sindel. Sindel was my favorite character. And even a lot of the other characters, a lot of their moves, their special moves that I used to love doing, Can you do them? Nay, nay. You got to buy them. You got to buy their moves.
Do you actually have to?
On some of them, yeah. You get different outfits and stuff like that. Oh yeah, you gotta pay for all this shit.
Like it's, and this is kind of the thing, the conditioning. Like, okay, if it's a free game, if you're gonna go the free to play model, okay, I understand that. But if you're charging $60, $80, $100, $120 for a fucking game, and then you're pulling it back, like this $120 is actually a $40 game, and then we're going to charge you $10, $20, $30 to unlock stuff.
Yeah.
Well, no, but you could play it just to encourage replayability. No, I play the game because it's fun. I don't play it because I want to grind everything. I play a game for 2,000 hours so that I can unlock, as Angry Joe goes, fucking blue. Anyone that watches Angry Joe, you know what I'm on about. For fucking blue. So, but this is kind of the same idea. They push and push, but so there's one thing with Halo Infinite. They have cosmetics, and their cosmetics look like dog shit. But they charged, $5, and then they went 6, 7, 8, 9, and they kept increasing the price over and over and over again. And eventually, people go, "What the fuck? You're charging me $15 for a piece of shit skin that I can't even use? It's part of a specific set that I could only use if I have that set." Like, you used to be able, you had like 20 different colors on Halo, like Combat Evolved, like the original Halo 1 and Halo 2. Your character was, unique to you. I liked always using black or red. It's just how I've always been. I always liked black and red. So, but then they carved that out. And then, okay, well, obviously $15 is too much. Okay, so we'll bump it down to 10. Oh, okay, yeah, that's more reasonable. So this is it's like government is kind of doing the same thing. Oh, well, Canada won't become a country of mandates. Oh, well, now we're just gonna force everyone that if you don't have it, you lose your job in this sector, in that sector. Well, we're gonna keep pushing more and more. Oh, well, the article that we have coming up that, well, people are looking at if you're not vaccinated, you should go to jail. Well, maybe that's a little extreme. Maybe we should tone that back. Okay, we'll give them a fine. All right, that's reasonable. It's called the big ask. It's the big ask. You overcommit. Unvaccinated people should be thrown in a concentration camp and stripped of all their rights. Whoa. That's a little extreme. Okay, fine. You know what? How about a $200 fine? Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
It's like that. The government just keeps pushing and pushing. Now with the whole truckers thing. Anyone that doesn't know, that's what I do. That's my thing. I'm in West Virginia, hauling shit to feed people. West Virginia.
I know every time. Okay, when he was home, he was mentioning where he was going. That song every time would pop in my head.
But but that's what it feels like. That's what it looks like. Push. Okay, we hit the absolute, like, no, we're not okay with this. Okay, we'll dial it back a little bit. So they still got the vaccine passports, the vaccine mandate, even though they're not law. But whatever. They push hard, and then okay, well, we got what we wanted. We wanted to force a lot of compliance. Okay, so now we know vaccine mandates are okay. Okay, so now we can start pushing in different areas. Push a little bit on the healthcare sector. Well, we're just trying to protect patients. Oh, okay. Well, people are okay with that. People are okay with firing nurses and doctors. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, they're okay with that. All right, let's. What else can we fuck over? Grocery store workers. Oh, push there. Okay, well, no one really cares about grocery store workers. Okay, perfect. Oh, the trucking industry. well, okay, you need to be vaccinated, show proof of vaccination. Okay, we're getting a little bit pushback, but much because the people that we were able to convince with all the other things, they're kind of on our side. So this whole little pushing match is we're holding firm there. So it's that's just what it feels like. Now the double mask, and you even said, like, your work said, like, if you wanted to wear something else, you have to double mask.
Yeah. Which
you mean when government officials are saying, don't double mask, do double mask, don't double mask, double mask. Or you don't need masks. Oh, I did that actually to protect nurses because nurses need masks more than you do. What? That doesn't make sense.
no.
That's the thing. Like, people are starting. I think a lot of people are starting to wake up and they're starting to notice, like, hey, I got vaccinated. Okay, I did my part. I wore the mask. We sheltered in place. I did everything the government asked for me to do. I was a good patriot. I supported my country in its time of need. But if you look at, like, the UK, that's all done. It's over. Like, do you not see the kind of the craziness that is, like, when you keep pushing it and you start flip-flopping on narratives, you erode trust in institutions. Institutions, just like our money, which isn't backed by anything, it's make-believe. Our government institutions only have power as long as people believe they have power. Once people stop believing in the system, it falls apart. It's almost like it. Because people thought it was scary, and that's what gave it its power. That it was terrifying. And when people said, "You're not scary, I'm not afraid of you," what happened? You shrunk and shrunk and shrunk. And then eventually you turned into, like, a little baby. It's just, I don't know. And I think after, on the other side of this, I think people have done so much damage. When there are doctors, you can only talk about the approved narrative. Because I think there was an article that I think it was in Ontario. They're looking at banning doctors from spreading misinformation.
What?
Doctors. Yeah.
That doesn't even make any sense.
Doctors from practicing medicine. Not the narrative they want. Like, the thing is, I don't care what they're saying. If they're a medical, like, if they are a doctor, a practicing physician spreading misinformation, well, now, again, it comes back to, well, which doctors do we believe?
Well, that you have to believe the ones
that work at a pot farm, or the 16,000 that are saying, no, don't do this.
Definitely the 270.
Yeah, no. So I don't know. Ontario's looking at removing or doing something. It's either getting their license removed or some type of penalty or punishment for spreading misinformation.
This is crazy. And it's like, do you people not realize, like, think about this. This is only because of COVID and the vaccines. So your doctor, it doesn't matter if he, he's treating you for cancer or whatever, anything else, they are qualified to tell you information about. But if they go against ordering you to get the vaccine, they're spreading misinformation. They must be disbarred. What?
Well, and I've, Guillain-Barré syndrome, people for religious exemptions. And religious isn't like, well, I think Trudeau there was a government official that had said, well, you ask your pastor whether they think that that's okay or not. That's not what freedom of religion means.
No.
Face. That has religion has to do with your self-belief, your moral, your ethical code to yourself. That's what religion means. To your core, are you capable of doing this? People morally could say, I could not hurt someone even if they were attacking me. I could not do it. I could not pull the trigger and shoot someone. That is against my core. I could not do it. Even if I was forced to, I can't. So,
actually,
and the doctor's oath is supposed to protect their patients, to give them the best medical advice possible, to do no harm, to save people.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. This is what happens. We have there was a video going around. Maybe I should have thrown this in here. But it was a lady saying, did I bring this up on last episode?
Oh, the cancer thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, you didn't. But,
Okay, so if anyone hasn't seen it, there was a video going around. Actually, I believe it's on our Facebook page.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lady saying that I believe it was her husband was going to get surgery for cancer, to get the cancer removed, and they canceled it because of COVID. I'll correct my statement. Because of the policies enacted in response to COVID. COVID didn't do this, government.
Yep.
So she says, treatment's canceled. They possibly, in the future, could look at you doing chemo.
Possibly.
This is when you have socialized medicine. And I understand the US has its problems. It absolutely does. Absolutely. I do not believe that it's a perfect system by any stretch. But you look at what did Italy do? They had to triage who lived and who died. A medical system. You can't go to a private clinic and say, I want chemo, or I want to get a medical procedure done. You can't. You couldn't go somewhere and say, I will pay 5, 10, whatever thousands of dollars to save my life. You can't do it. You sit in line.
To me, it's so gross.
It's inhumane.
Yes.
Is what it is. It's inhumane.
Literally, a man needs to go to get cancer removed to help save his life. And they're telling him, no. Due to COVID, your surgery's been canceled, and we might in the future be able to look at chemo for you. But until then, you can sit there and have the cancer eat away at your body. And if you don't die before we can potentially give you some treatment, then we'll see you then. How disgusting is that?
And so I was looking at it and I was thinking, I was trying to see, like, is this fake? I didn't think it was fake, but people can post whatever they want on the internet. You can see her response. And this is what made me think that this is legit. This isn't a joke. She doesn't even have a response. She doesn't say, this is why we need to look at doing X, Y, and Z. You can see the frustration. She's speechless. You can absolutely see the anger inside of her. Yep. And if this is totally fucking fake, man, good job on you.
Yeah, you get
but
an
I
Oscar.
Don't think it's fake. Yeah,
no,
because
I don't think so.
She didn't try and push. She didn't try and push a narrative. She didn't try to, anything. She just said, "This is what's happening," and you can see and this is Canada, and that was the end of it. She didn't belabor anything.
Canada isn't even Canada anymore. I don't I don't know what Canada is becoming, but this is gross.
Well, it's about to get a lot grosser. So, from the National Post, more than 1 in 4 Canadians support jail time for the unvaccinated, a poll finds. So, this is a bit of a longer one. So, and this. So, many Canadians are in favor of harsh punishments for the unvaccinated, with 37% saying in a new poll it would be acceptable to deny them publicly funded health care. And 27% that it would be okay to go as far as a short jail sentence. A short jail sentence. Your livelihood, for you to be sent into a cage, a concrete and steel barred cage, to be denied health care, that is a human right. That isn't just that's a Canadian. No, that is the UN's declaration that human rights, the ability to access health care, is a human right. And people are saying nearly 40%. That is more than 1/3. 1/3. For them to say 1 in 4 Canadians support jail time, 1 in 3 think it's more than 1 in 3 think it's acceptable to deny health care for something that you pay into. So I would say, if this came to pass, and I don't think it would, if this came to pass, me personally, I would ask for an immediate refund in all my taxes that went to fund the healthcare system. Period. I'm not using it, so you're literally just taxing me for the sake of taxing me. I don't get the benefit of a publicly funded. So this is supposed to be available to all. This is so when you go to the hospital, you don't have to worry about a massive fucking medical bill at the end of it. But you're going to deny someone. So if someone is unvaccinated because they can't get vaccinated, like I said, Guillain-Barré syndrome is a real fucking thing. It's not everyone, but it's sacrificing the few in favor of the many. In war, that's a noble thing. In polite society, that's an atrocity.
You know,
all right. So I'll just.
I used to at times look at the United States and think, what the hell is wrong with these people? Like you see people, especially like you hear those stories of Boxing Day sales or Black Fridays, when people have literally killed other people just to get that PlayStation or whatever. And there's like huge fights and like crazy shit that happens. Or just some crazy heartless shit that goes on. I was always so disgusted. And I was like, I cannot believe that people are like that. And I'm so glad that I live in Canada because it's not like that here. I'm just going to say, guys, you're making the States look really good right now.
Yeah.
This is
like, and it, sorry.
I was just going to say, this is beyond disgusting. And oh my God, this isn't Canada. We should just change the name. This is not Canada anymore.
Oh, we could say that it's not a democratic society. It's not a, it's people, I think. Okay, so what I wasn't originally going to say was, you hear stories of people saying that I'm terrified of my medical bills. I went bankrupt because of my medical bills. And I absolutely have sympathy for those people. I don't think you should be financially ruined because something that was out of your control. So for let's just say the unvaccinated chose not to. So the what, 10%, 13%, you're willing to kill potentially 13% of the population for non-compliance, for whatever the reason is. And again, we brought this up before. I am vaccinated. It was a choice that I made. A choice. I wasn't forced into it. It was a choice. But that is, it's astounding. All right, so I'll continue with this. So a majority, because this gets better. Trust me, this gets better. So a majority of Canadians have little sympathy for the unvaccinated, said John Wright, Executive Vice President of Merrill Public Opinion. A majority, which concluded the poll on January 14th and 15th. Merrill surveyed an online panel of nearly 1,500 Canadians. A majority. So a majority is 51%. It found 2/3 of Canadians are in favor of mandatory vaccines for everyone over the age of 5. 2/3, 66%. It's actually 66.666.
Interesting number there.
Okay. Health Minister Jean-Yves Duclos, the dictator from Quebec, said earlier this month that mandatory vaccinations are on the horizon. I was looking into that, and I could have sworn he said that they aren't on the horizon, and they're not even a thought. I stand corrected. He said forcing someone, physically holding them down. No one is talking about that, and I believe at the time I said they're not physically doing it, but they're definitely going to apply pressure everywhere else, whether it's your livelihood, whether it's your ability to access things. And something that provincial governments should be discussing. Mandatory vaccinations of any kind. And I've seen a bunch of people today during this whole, Truckers for Freedom thing. CTV was saying it was dozens, maybe a couple dozen of trucks showed up at the Emerson border to protest the vaccine mandates for truck drivers. Dozens. It was hundreds of trucks on both sides of the border.
Well, and I was going to say, even that video that I showed in our last podcast, where you could see the trucks on both sides, that was not a couple dozen. That was farther than I could see.
Yeah. So
how they downplay it, just a few dozen. No big.
Yeah. No. That is gaslighting, where you can't even believe the reality that you're experiencing. That is gaslighting. Okay, so the poll also asked about various punitive measures for those who would refuse a mandatory vaccination. Who would refuse? 33%, so 1/3 of the survey respondents said it would be acceptable to not allow them to renew their driver's license. And we have we got something coming for you. Don't you worry. That is unbelievable. You are denied. You know what? I will say, driving is a privilege. It is not a right. But to impose a mandate in order for your ability to be mobile, I guess they're saying, well, you can walk, you can ride you can't use the bus, though, you can't use a train, you can't fly, but hey, you can walk.
Oh yeah. Do you know what time I would need to leave to go to work if I were to walk to work? I don't even live in the city.
Yeah. And that would be the assumption that if you were unvaccinated. So you would have to move into the city. So I ended up making this analogy before. So the government, if this type of stuff goes through, government now has the right. They prevented intra-provincial travel, so that is in between provinces, Manitoba to Saskatchewan, Ontario. They prevented that. Well, that's not a violation. You're still allowed to move within your province. That's not a charter right violation. Okay. Well, now we're going to limit it to your jurisdiction. Maybe your city. Maybe your immediate community. Well, we haven't restricted your ability to move. You can still do that. And then what? A 1 mile block of your neighborhood, Quebec? Or a 1 kilometer? I think it was a 1 kilometer radius from your home. You were allowed to go and walk your dog after people pushed back. So again, big ask. You can't go outside to do anything after curfew. And then the big ask. Well, what about walking our dogs? All right, we'll let you walk your dogs, but you still got to stay within that 1 kilometer. Okay, so they got what they wanted. Then what? Okay, well, if you're unvaccinated, you can't leave your home. We're not limiting your ability to move within your home. You're still allowed to move. It's just you cannot interact with the rest of society because you're dangerous. You do that to killers, to murderers, to rapists.
Yeah, no. You do it apparently to people who don't get a freaking flu shot. You know what?
Wow.
Okay, but literally, Canada, you are okay with sending people to jail, taking away their health care, refusing them to renew their driver's license. What are you doing?
All right, well, here, hold on. We're not done because it gets better.
I don't know if I can handle anymore.
All right, so another 37% said it would be okay to refuse to allow them access to any publicly funded hospital or medical services. More than a quarter, 27%, said it would be acceptable to make them serve up to 5 days as part of a jail sentence for endangering others or overwhelming the healthcare system. Our healthcare system is already overwhelmed and dog shit long before COVID was a fucking problem. Our healthcare system was already years out to getting a hip check, to getting a knee checked out, spine test. You were months, I think it was 18 months, was for a routine, like an injured part of your body. I think it was about 18 months for a chronic injury.
Yeah,
so,
but then they decide to let a bunch of doctors and nurses go and then cry, oh, our healthcare systems are overwhelmed. We don't have enough healthcare people.
I wonder why.
Well, exactly. You just let a bunch of them go. Good job.
Yeah. You cut off your nose to spite your face. That's what you did. You blamed people for the problem. Then you fire those people that were trying to solve the problem. And now you're punishing everyone else for your fuck up. Okay. All right, let's keep going because, again, this gets better. The Viewpoint Right said, so Wright is the, who's this idiot? John Wright. Oh, I guess I shouldn't say he's an idiot. The people that are accepting this idiots. Fucking cowards. Absolute cowards. So the Viewpoint Right said is that if an unvaccinated person hasn't taken any precaution whatsoever, why should you be more at the front of the line than others who have done all the right things? Exactly. Comply. And they aren't able to get access to treatment. So, Kim, you did everything right. You know what? Because you're fat, because I'm fat, we're denied healthcare. Oh, you smoked for 20 years? Denied healthcare. You have to pay for it. You should pay for the treatment outright. It was a choice you made. Oh, you drove a vehicle and you ended up getting cancer because the brake dust? Oh, well, that was a choice you made. You suffer with the consequences. Oh, you lost your hand in an unfortunate accident? That's your choice. You decided to partake in that activity. Oh, you wanted to have a child and you ended up having, you had to get a cesarean section and there were complications from it. Oh, well, that's a choice you made. No one forced you to have a child. That's your fault. How deep do we want to go with this? How deep?
Oh my God.
Unbelievable. Okay, so so they aren't able to get access to treatment. Okay, that's a government problem. The government is the one that's supposed to fund this stuff. Citizens pay their taxes, including people who have had cancer treatment delayed for months. So, people that have had cancer treatments delayed are blaming people that are unvaccinated. I'm sorry, the government does not get to scapegoat this. They don't. They had 2 years to respond to this. They had 2 years to put some types of bolstering systems, maybe putting money back into the healthcare system, especially during an emergency. You had 2 years to do that. You did nothing. You just said, citizens, it's your fault. It's not mine. I decreed it. I am above scrutiny. I did nothing wrong. It was your fault.
How is anybody even believing any of this stuff? Like, okay, like we've discussed many times, I'm also vaccinated. I don't sit there and blame the unvaccinated people for all of this stuff. This is the government's doing. The government is making these decisions. The government is, what the hell, people? Can we please just use our own brains and have our own thoughts for a moment? And stop believing this stuff? Like, what the heck? This has nothing to do with the unvaccinated. Like, it doesn't matter.
I have a couple thoughts. One major one, but I'm going to save this till the end. 61% of the respondents said it would be okay to make the unvaccinated pay a monetary healthcare surcharge on their taxes of up to $150 per month. That's the same percentage that said it would be okay to make such individuals pay out of pocket for the full medical cost. So again, if you are going to tax me for a service, if you are going to extract resources from me and then deny me that service, that is called theft. If you are taking something from me with force, and what happens if I don't? You're going to bring guys with guns to force me to do it. So yeah, they should have to pay out of pocket if they are admitted to a hospital or the ICU with COVID-19. What about from COVID-19? Remember Toronto Sun, which got us flagged apparently?
I know, right?
Well, whatever. I don't want to rehash that again anyways. But okay, so we'll continue on. So the sentiment out there is, if you're going to clog up the healthcare system, you're going to clog it up. A service you pay for, your tax dollars. Yeah, if you're clogging up the system because someone else deserves it more, no. I think if I'm paying for a service, I better be able to fucking use it. I don't think that's that complicated.
No, it's not.
Or if I can't use it, okay, then don't tax me. How about that? Is that? How about we put a 2-tier system in? Public health care for everyone that wants it. Private health care if you don't. Opt in or opt out. How hard is that?
Well, no, you're still going to have to pay for it because it's because of your ignorance and you not doing what you're supposed to do that you're going to get everybody else sick. So you can pay for everybody else's bills.
Yeah. No. Well, I can't even say that. I can't even use that anymore. I was going to say, well, last I checked, Canada is a democratic society. Apparently, it's not. No, it hasn't been for about 2 years now. So
yeah, it's just getting worse.
All right. So again, well, this article gets better. So yeah, the sentiment out there is, if you're going to clog up the healthcare system, then you're going to pay for it yourself. Asked how they view those who refuse to be vaccinated, 48% of respondents said those individuals who were responsible for overwhelming the healthcare system. So, the unvaccinated are the reason why the healthcare system is overwhelmed. And 40% described them as people, so the unvaccinated, who are holding us back from having a normal life. A new normal life. The new normal. Another 36% said they were misguided conspiracy theorists and were endangering society.
I will say there are some that are, just like there are some that are extremists on either side of the fence, left, right, religion, whatever. Yeah, there's a couple that may be misguided conspiracy theorists. Sure. Not everybody who doesn't want to be vaccinated is misguided and conspiracy theorist.
Well, all right. So, again, broken record, it gets better. More than 3/4 of those surveyed, 77%, said it would be acceptable to put in place restrictions barring those who refuse a mandatory vaccination from entering public spaces like liquor and cannabis stores, libraries, restaurants, cinemas, and retail outlets.
Oh my God.
Nazi Germany much? Yeah, remove them from society. Yeah, other them. They're the plague rats.
Oh my God.
When I seen this was a big eye-opener to me. So one thing that what I originally said I was holding off on. Canada is extremely passive-aggressive. Extremely. So they won't say to your face, well, you're an asshole. What they'll do is they'll see where you live, they'll see your car, they'll see your job, and they'll do something petty. They'll key your car. They'll throw a brick at your house. They'll go to your work and say, hey, this person thinks X, Y, and Z, we should fire them. What the fuck?
This is literally like some shit out of like a horror movie.
This is Orwellian. This isn't even Orwellian. This is what the Nazis did to the fucking Jews. Bar them from common society, public space, which my taxes pay for. So, Luke Rakowski, he's the guy from he's from the We Are Change article that gets cited yesterday. From yesterday. What? Last episode 71, we had cited his organization, and he pushes a lot that taxation is theft. Yeah, if this is the type of stuff, if my tax dollars are literally going to fund police that are going to enforce this type of stuff, yep, get rid of them. Then taxation is 100% theft. If I'm paying for a service that I would be disbarred from for whatever reason, yep, that is now theft. You have taken something from me by force without my consent. That is theft. But, it's unbelievable. And I was seeing people, I was getting into a bit of a spat with some people on Twitter, because you know what? That's what I like to poke the bear. You know what? The world's burning. Let's just laugh along and watch it burn. So
I was going to say, you got into a spat with someone on Twitter? No, never.
Yeah. So a guy was saying, what? I can't remember to the extent of what he. Did I send you a screenshot of it?
No. Well, no.
I don't. Oh, whatever. He said that mandatory vaccinations work and they're good for everyone. And I basically ended up saying, well, can't remember what the fuck did I don't know. It was basically, well, Trudeau's cock must taste very good to you.
No, that was the guy that said her accused you of being an American that came to Canada and wants American policies in Canada. Yeah, right. look at
Right.
that
Yeah.
country and and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Look at where their freedom got them. Mandatory vaccinations work. Oh, okay. So you're an authoritarian. You're a statist, and to put labels on. But he's arguing. It's collectivism.
Right? You're
It's
not even American.
the needs of the many. No, no. I at this point I wouldn't even say I'm Canadian. I'm not American. I'm not Canadian because apparently to be a Canadian, I need to hate my neighbor. I need to think they're disgusting plague rats that should be removed from society.
Speaking
77%.
So Tyler and I were having a
rats.
conversation earlier today about religion and some interesting things that are going on in that sector. But he had made a comment about how religion has torn so many families apart. My question then was, what do you think has torn more families apart? Religion or COVID? Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think is responsible for more families being destroyed. All these COVID and vaccine mandates or religion? I know where my decision is.
I'll preface my reasoning for that. So if you look at like Mormonism, if you look at Jehovah's, Church of Latter-day Saints,
Scientology,
Mormon. A lot of these look at. I always look at like religion is a belief in a blind faith in a doctrine. I won't even give myself that out. I won't. Okay, I won't. I'll stick to the original statement. So there are a lot of religions that if you are not this, you marry a Catholic woman and you're Jewish, get out. She has an opportunity, or he has an opportunity to convert, or you could be removed. You are ostracized. You are anathemizing people. That is what's happening. And yes, I knew that word before last episode. Fuck you. Anathema. I know what it means.
I don't know.
Okay?
I just keep thinking of that picture with Kevin Hart. You using big words I don't understand makes me think that you're insulting me.
Yeah. So that's the type of stuff that I think religion is capable of. If you do not adhere to this orthodoxy, okay, you are removed. You are persona non grata. You're anathemized. You are removed. So, with the division that this is, so again, I would love to hear people's comments on it. Do you think religion has done that more, or has COVID? But I also, to be fair, I think all religion is stupid. So, well, I'm a little biased there, but I also think the division, I don't think turning neighbor on neighbor. That's why, like, when I look at certain orthodoxies in religion, is what does it matter? Some of the most judgmental people claim to be the most religious, the least tolerant. And the irony is it seems to be lost on a lot of these people. But okay,
all right, are we ready to get into this last one here?
No, we have this video.
Oh, there's a video?
Twitter.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Segment 3.
I'm not gonna lie, I saw that and I thought it was just a what's it called? A thing for the I thought it was oh my god, a thing for the thing that we were just reading.
Vaccin, vous autres? Oui, tous les deux on a.
Oh no. So So again, all our references will always be in the description. Yeah, hit the like button. I would love to hear people's opinions on some of this stuff. Are you as outraged as we are? I won't speak for Kim, but I think I'm pretty square on if I said that we're that outraged.
Yeah.
77% want to put restrictions on people accessing public spaces.
It's
that
all
your
of
tax
it.
dollars fund.
All of it. The public spaces,
Like,
the jail time, and on and on and on and on and on. The fact that so many people, the majority of people are okay with doing these things to others, it honestly is beyond disgusting. Like, I am so ashamed right now to call myself Canadian and to even ashamed of Canada. All right, let's see this.
Yeah.
Oh God, let's see this video. I'm scared.
Okay, so this video, I'm just sharing it from Ezra Levant from Rebel. The Post Millennial had posted it as well. This video has 1.4 million views.
Jesus. So
this is in Quebec, in communist Quebec, in communist Canada. So if you're communist, that makes you super communist, like giga, like Jack Murphy alpha male.
Ooh, giga commie?
Like
I like
communist.
it.
Yeah,
oh my
he's
God.
like a gigacom.
Oh my God.
Gigacom.
Oh, we need to write this one down. This is going to be another one of those things that I want to make. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, the t-shirts.
Yeah, gigacom.
Fuck.
I love it.
Yes. Yeah. Quebec, the communist province in a communist country. The gigacom. Make sure you put a U there because no one likes Quebec anyway. So,
oh jeez,
bastard stepchild of Canada. So,
all right.
Okay, all right. So this is just a 38-second clip. We'll just let it play, and then let's all right, kick it off.
Au vaccin, vous autres? Oui, tous les deux, on a une seule dose. Ah oui, puis est-ce que vous êtes d'accord, vous autres, avec la vaccination obligatoire?
All in favor.
Oui. Oh. Ah oui, hein?
Wow.
On dirait que je les ai drillés, Julie. Oui. Puis qu'est-ce qu'on devrait faire avec les gens qui veulent pas se faire vacciner?
On devrait appeler la police.
Oui.
S'ils n'ont pas leur vaccin, ça peut mettre beaucoup de personnes en danger. Fait que comme le gouvernement est en train de faire en ce moment, il faut leur couper petite chose à petite jusqu'à temps qu'ils se tannent puis qu'ils se fassent vacciner.
Oh
en tout cas, on a des futurs politiciens à côté de nous. Merci beaucoup à tous nos invités. Au vaccin, vous autres?
So you hear that?
Submit until they submit. Oh my God.
Yeah, take away more and more and more until they submit. You hear the clapping. Oh, amazing. Oh, these little children.
Oh,
you hear
my
like
God.
how that little girl is talking, like it sounds scripted, and even the mother, like, oh, I absolutely do. You think this is an original thought from a child? Anyone think this is an original thought from a child?
You can't see me, but literally my hand is over my mouth and my jaw is like to the floor. I can't even.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no words. I'm just so disgusted.
Yeah.
This is allowed. Like, having children talk about the potential torture of others is okay, but a child saying, I don't think I want to get the vaccine, I'm worried of it. Oh, okay, we need to cut those parents off because they're giving them misinformation. What?
Okay, so for anyone that's audio, so the lady has asked the children, are you vaccinated? And it's a boy and a girl. Yeah, and then the little girl responds, yes, we both have one dose. Are you? And the lady responds or asks, are you in favor of mandatory vaccines? And the girl says, yes. Everyone goes, yes. And the mother says, it looks like I drill them. And she makes a motion like, yes, drill sergeant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she crosses her eyes like a fucking bloated fucking cow. And so the host asked, what should we do with the people who don't want the vaccine? And the boy responds, we should call the police. And all these stupid seals. Oh, we. Yeah, how about you go fucking wee in your own mouth, idiot? And so the girl says, if they don't have the vaccine, it can make a lot of people in danger. So, like what the government does right now, we should cut everything from them. Little by little until they submit and get vaccinated.
This was a little girl that said this.
I would say maybe 8 years old. I'll be generous and say 10, but I would guess about 8. And maybe the boy is maybe 7 or 6. Or maybe the boy is a little bit older.
Regardless, they're under 12, dude.
Yeah. So the host says, it looks like we got some future politicians here. And all the trained seals clap. And so at the very end, it has we need help, Quebec, Canada. And then Ezra put, sorry for, I know we have one German listener, Hitler Jugend, which in my Canadian bastardization of the fatherland's native tongue, Hitler Youth, which was the camps that Hitler started, or the education centers Hitler started in order to indoctrinate children into the Nazi regime. Oh, fucking Canada, you have fucking fallen from grace. You know, back in World War I, Canada had stormed the beaches, liberated countries, liberated the nation that eventually gave us our sovereignty. We helped liberate those countries. We shed blood in another country with no expectation of conquering. All Canadians asked for was the land to bury their dead. That's all we asked for. We liberated countries in World War I. Think about that. Really, World War I. We didn't take the spoils of war. We didn't go there seeking conquest and subjugation, raping and pillaging. We went to stop this type of ideology. The othering. You know, that we brought up before. The 10 stages of genocide. The othering of people. The removal of the unclean. Or as Trudeau says, do we tolerate these people? Yes, absolutely we do. You should tolerate them because they are human beings and they are citizens. The ACLU went out and defended the KKK. The ACLU. Saying that if the most vile people in our societies don't deserve these rights, then none of us do. That's what they said back with the KKK and the neo-Nazis and all that stuff. We lost thousands. Fathers that never came home. Sons that never came home. Brothers, uncles. Never came home.
For what? For history
Buried.
To repeat itself?
Repeat
or
itself.
To rhyme?
Yeah. Yep. So
I'm pretty sure they are rolling in their graves right now. I'm sure my grandfather is, 100%. Both of them.
The idea, and you know what, it's funny, and I've seen some people say, oh, Canadians died, for this, and this is what our military gets to, this is the blood, sweat, and tears that they sacrifice. And some people had said they would have rolled up their sleeves and done it no matter what. No, they were fighting for freedom. That's what they were fighting for. You know, the real anti-fascists, not the authoritarian groups that have cropped up that are in support of multinational corporations, of big government, the goons, the corruption. They're in support of it. My great uncle fled from Nazi Germany when they started. Well, it was actually from Mussolini, and where the actual term fascist comes from. The fascisti was from Italy. He had to jump out of a 2-story window and run so that the Nazis, so the fascistes in Italy wouldn't kill him. My great uncle.
Oh, wow.
Ran from this. Yeah. To see that. To see the clapter. It's not people like this is children. This is children.
You know, when I see
Think of your child saying,
oh, go ahead.
Think of your children saying some of the most reprehensible things. What if they said, I think all Jews should be rounded up and they should have their rights be taken away more and more. They should be fined, jailed until they submit. Put in any group. I think black people should be rounded up and have more and more of their things taken away until they submit. I think the Aboriginals, you see the point. Put in anything there.
Yeah.
If you can't find a word, only one I would agree with, there's only one word I would agree to put in there, government. Take more and more and more away from the government until they submit. Oh, that just gave me a fucking anarchist boner. Oh my God, I almost blew my fucking shorts.
But that's the funny thing, is you can put in other groups in there and it just sounds appalling. But yet you put in the unvaccinated.
Gays. Put in gays.
But regardless, you put in the gays. Unvaccinated, people are okay with that. But yet you put in any other group and it's just like, oh my God, no. Like, that's horrible. It's the same thing. You're literally lumping a group of people together. Yes, it's not based on their genders or their sexual preferences or their race, but it's still a group of people you are lumping together and you're literally willing to just dispose of them. This is disgusting. Yeah. Like, oh my God, when I see those little kids, you know what I think of? I think of, like, in Africa, where they have little kids with guns that run with the rebels and stuff like that. Like, that's what I see. I see poor, brainwashed children who have a lot of anger and they are just, you know, doing what they're supposed to do, what they're taught to do, which is something just so disgusting. Literally,
like, isn't it
approving
crazy?
For the torture of somebody else. What? So much hatred in such a little kid. It's so sad.
And they're smiling about it. It's not like, at least, you know, like KKK members nowadays, like neo-Nazis and, you know, all those guys, at least they do it in private. They hide, you know, they have their little symbols, you know, they might, you know, maybe someone that they really trust, a guy that, you know, maybe has a bald head, and he goes like, I'm going to say something on the count of 3. What do you really hate? Okay, just on the count of 3, no prep, just 1, 2, 3, Jews.
Oh shit.
Neo-Nazis, we're brothers. Yeah. We're brothers now. We're brothers. Hey, yeah. Oh, do you have a swastika? Where'd you get yours? Did you get yours in prison? Like, at least they would hide it. They would hide that they were neo-Nazis until they all wore fucking bed sheets and looked like Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Right.
Like, now...
And the thing is, no. They literally had an entire auditorium of people clapping for them and praising them. Oh, good little children. What?
On television. This is, like I said, this isn't some obscure like YouTube channel or some like, I don't know, like 8chan fucking troll shit poster. They're smiling and they sound like I drill them. I bet you fucking do.
100%.
I bet you tell them every single day. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, so this last one, I don't think we need to read the whole thing, but I think we can get a pretty good gist of it. I don't know how we put this in the show map. Maybe it'll be on our Facebook page.
Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready? Bam. Okay, so somebody had written a letter to the editor restricting driving for unvaccinated. Although the federal government...
So this is in...
Oh, okay.
So this is in Winnipeg.
Yes.
This is a Manitoba government employee saying, okay? A government representative.
Well, yeah. So although the federal government is quite clear that it is completely up to provincial or to the provinces to decide if they will enforce vaccine mandates and stick with the approach of addressing the unvaccinated. Okay. It is 100% within the federal government's power to issue a carrot in the form of income tax break for those who are vaccinated, considering the load off of the system that results from being socially responsible to people around you. That's neat. Yeah. As for provinces, I believe placing restrictions on the ability for the unvaccinated to drive would be more than acceptable and within the province's scope. We already restrict the ability of unvaccinated people to travel within and outside the country. It isn't a stretch for the same logic to be used to restrict travel within a province or health regions. In Manitoba...
Did I not just say that?
Yeah.
Did I not just say that? Oh, well, we can restrict their mobility, even though our charter of privileges or charter of fuck yourself, because it means nothing.
Yeah. So in Manitoba, this could be achieved through placing restrictions on licenses similar to the graduated licensing program, which restricts the hours to which new drivers are allowed to drive and the number of people that they're allowed to have in the vehicle with them. Limiting the ability of the unvaccinated to drive outside of their community or health region limits the ability for them to contract or spread the virus. And ultimately, driving is a privilege, not a right. Fines generated by noncompliance could be used to support other harm reduction initiatives or vaccination awareness programs. No one is saying people can't travel within the province. All that's being discussed here is the ability for people to be able to drive themselves wherever and whenever they want. Traveling with vaccinated driver using an alternative form of transportation, or having a prescription from your doctor allowing you to drive between regions for medical treatment would all be acceptable, vaccinated or unvaccinated. We are all in this together, and no one is immune to the effects COVID-19 is having on our friends and families and communities. So this was written by...
Sorry.
This was written...
I was just going to say, shut the fuck up. Okay, so the vaccinated or unvaccinated, we are all in this together, and no one is immune to the effects COVID-19 is having on our friends, family, and communities. The way I'm reading that is not by being infected by COVID, but because of the restrictions that have been in place, the extenuating circumstances, the healthcare system being overloaded, even though, like I said, it's been overloaded from really bad flu seasons. So what's the fucking difference?
Well, the funny thing is,
that's what it sounds like.
Vaccinated or unvaccinated, we're all in this together and no one is immune. But yet you're saying we're all in this together, but punish the unvaccinated. Okay.
Yeah, some people are more in this together than others.
Yeah. So this article was written by Brian Spencer, who is what? A staff representative at Manitoba Government Employees Union. He is somebody who is a representative at a union. Yeah.
A Manitoba Government Employee Union.
Yep.
So people that work for the Manitoba government. This is a representative saying that, well, MPI, hey, why don't we put restrictions on their ability to move? We brought this up when we were talking about Nazi Germany and what they did to the German citizens. We just talked about, similar things in these previous articles, even just today. This is unfucking believable.
And this is supposed to be somebody who is representing other government employees. I definitely know I would want him representing me, guys, because clearly he has my best interest at heart. He doesn't have an agenda whatsoever.
So you can go to zoominfo.com or no, you know what? Yeah, so this was sent to the Winnipeg Free Press. So
that's nice.
Okay, so I would encourage you to look at who this guy is. He's obviously a public figure. Oh God, I probably shouldn't be looking up stuff. Internet go poo-poo.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're getting a little robot-y. So for anybody who is listening and wondering why all of a sudden he sounds robot-y, well, like he said, he's in the States and I'm here. So internet go poo-poo.
I'm in the butt fuck nowhere of Get Raped, West Virginia.
Lock your doors, baby.
Oh, they're locked.
Good. Keep a hammer by
you. My pants are down and the lube is out.
Oh God. I know all these restrictions and talking. I mean, it just gets you going, eh?
Oh, my BDSM is just. So yeah, this guy he doesn't really hide who he is. In fact, I was looking up he's written some other articles, letters to the editor about how he hates Heather Stephenson, even though she was just elected. So he sounds like a statist kind of person. Love the government. Oh yeah, absolutely hate your neighbor and all that stuff. Like, this dude's a fucking embarrassment, an absolute fucking embarrassment.
Stop looking at stuff.
But all right, I'm not.
You're going all weird again.
I'm not. Well, I can't help it.
West Virginia.
I can't. So all right. So take us out before my internet just dies.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for listening. We hope you had a fantastic weekend. I hope you have a great weekend. You know what? Spend time with your family, your friends. It's just, start thinking for yourselves.
You're going to get sent to the gulag eventually.
Yeah. Think for yourselves, stop. You got to stop allowing things like this to happen. It's really not okay. But anyway, have a great weekend. Enjoy everything. And don't forget, we upload 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you don't see us on YouTube, we're going to be on Rumble because they don't hate. And
smash that Rumble button.
Yeah, smash that Rumble button. Get Rumble. Rumble's just better anyway. And also subscribe, like, share. We like to be shared. And like he said, I think YouTube's got a thing for us now because we've had 3 videos pulled. So the only way we're going to get out there is if you guys help us. You gotta share us, Gotta help us get out there. And you know what? If you do that, I'll send you an inappropriate hug. Yes. Anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. Good night.